Hello guys, today we are going to have a little bit of discussion to summarize our engineering talk that we attended last 2 weeks. I'm Iqbal and I'll be our host for today, and without further ado, let's get to it. First and foremost, I would like to invite brother Hadi to introduce the speaker to us. Hadi, you may start now.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Hadi and Amir. So today I want to introduce first profile of IRTS Mohd Izzan. He studied in Bachelor Engineering in Electrical Engineer, Control Instrumentation and Automation, University Negeri Malaysia Melaka UTM. His basic experience in work within 50 years in instrumentation control system, telecommunication in oil and gas industries. He get title IRNTS based on applying professional engineer by Board of Engineering Malaysia, and get title TS by applying professional technologies by MBON. And he also applied corporate member of IM by instrumentation and control, and he joined as an chartered professional engineer SCPE in electrical, and lastly he joined TUB Rhineland certified functional safety engineer by safety instrumented system. His basic experience within 50 years started with he do a project system engineer by Yokogawa Industrial Safety System Berhad in 2007, and he continue his journey with do SMR electrical and instrumentation in by Talisman Malaysia Limited Bomba Orchid Platform offshore in 2009, and 2012 he do a control system engineer by Talisman Malaysia Limited KL office onshore, and 2014 he do a lead instrument commissioning engineer by Lundin Service Ltd Singapore and offshore. 2015 until 2021 he do a lead instrument and control engineer by Lundin Malaysia BV IPC Malaysia BV KL office onshore, and 2021 until now he do instrument technical authority by Petroplus Malaysia Limited KL office onshore.
Thank you Hadi for the speaker's introduction just now. So, as we know, our speaker are working offshore, but do you know what type of offshore there are out there? I bet you don't. So, to have a better view about it, Brother Iskandar will explain it to us.
Saya nak terangkan offshore facilities. Apa yang saya faham tentang offshore facilities dari seminar ni adalah dia facilities yang terletak dekat laut, dan terdapat dua jenis facilities, iaitu fixed production platform dengan floating production. So saya nak terangkan advantage dan disadvantage facilities ni. Yang pertama adalah fixed production platform. Apa itu fixed production platform? Secara singkatnya, facilities ni memang stationary satu tempat, dan facilities ni akan berjalan dalam jangka masa lama. Kelebihan dia adalah stability tersebut sebabkan banyak lapisan foundation yang dibina, dan banyaklah produk yang dapat dihasilkan dalam satu jangka masa sama. Tetapi fixed production platform ni juga ada disadvantage dia. Yang pertama adalah high maintenance dengan cost. Fixed offshore facilities ni selalu kena maintenance sebabkan tempat tu risiko terjadi sangat tinggi, dan tentang kos bila semakin dalam paras laut, banyaklah orang yang diperlukan untuk bina facilities tersebut, dan facilities ni juga tidak boleh dibina semua. Dan jenis facilities yang kedua adalah floating production. FPSO. Apa itu FPSO? Secara FPSO stand for Floating Production Storage and Offloading. Secara ringkasnya, ia adalah kemudahan sistem tangki terapung yang diperlukan untuk digunakan oleh industri minyak dan gas buah pantai. Ia dibuat menerima sebuah pengeluaran minyak dan gas yang dikeluarkan oleh medan minyak atau gas yang berhampiran, memproses dan menyimpannya sehingga minyak atau gas yang pada kapal tangki atau saluran pipe atau ke terminal minyak mentah yang berdekatan. FPSO dah menjadi popular dalam oil industry sebabkan advantage dia adalah low cost berbanding dengan fixed production facilities, dan FPSO ni lebih mudah untuk maintenance. Tetapi disadvantage FPSO ni berlaku apabila kita hendak membuat kapal tersebut. Kos dia kemungkinan akan lebih mahal berbanding fixed offshore platform. Tetapi FPSO ni lebih popular disebabkan kurangnya penggunaan pipeline yang perlu dibina untuk menghantar raw material ke suatu tempat. Itulah sikit sebanyak tentang advantage dan disadvantage antara dua jenis facilities ini.
Alright, now you have a better idea about what offshore is. You might be thinking, how can someone live a life in the middle of the ocean? What are their daily routines? And what are the do's and the don'ts for the people who work offshore? For that, I would like Brother Azmal to explain it to you guys. Let's go.
Alright, thank you for the question. So the question is, how works it offshore rather than oil and gas? Okay, so when is it mentioned about how to work in offshore, the question that people often want to know is the way of life or daily routine or lifestyle in the offshore. So we move at working time in offshore is not the same. We will not follow the office hour, but rather follow the time shift that is working 12 hours in shift. So next is about among the facilities available offshore is the dining room for the employers, where the meal time provided is very sufficient for all employers. And the term undernourishment will not exist in offshore because yeah, we know the dining room for the employees where the meal time is provided very sufficient. So for the heavy smokers, don't worry about that because a place to smoke is provided especially for them. So workers are not to allowed smoke everywhere because to avoid explosion or unwanted things happening in offshore. So for the social and gaming space are also provided in offshore, among them the gym, indoor game rooms, television and others. So there is no need to worry about the issue of boring. And the use of Wi-Fi offshore also doesn't need to worry because the place will supply with Wi-Fi in everywhere in offshore. So that's all from me. Thank you for the question.
Enough about the life of the workers out there. Now, I have a question for you. Do you know what type of equipments they are using? Of course you don't. But don't worry, this is why we are here today. We'll explain everything to you. So for this question, I would like to invite our expert, Brother Izzan, to give a brief yet useful explanation to you all. Let's dive right into it, Izzan.
Assalamualaikum and a very good day. My name is Muhammad Izzan from BEA. Now I will be telling about the equipments used in the offshore petrofac. For all offshore operations, including petrofac, there are several types of equipments used. But for this case, there are two main types. Among them is the transmitters and the valves. Among the types of transmitters that are commonly used in offshore operations are the temperature transmitters, thermocouple and RTD, the pressure transmitters, direct or differential types, the flow transmitters as shown here, level transmitters, which are also considerably important. Among them is the displacer, float, DP level transmitters, and of course the most common one that we all know, which uses concept of ultrasonic, which is the guided wave radar level transmitter. Now, for the valves, there are three main types. Among them is the on-off shutdown valves, as shown here, the blow-down valves used for depressurizing the process line, and the control valves, which play a vital role. But all of these have something in common. They are all controlled by the DCS system, or distributed control system. The distributed control system uses instrument signal, and the process of it is shown here. At the same time, there's also ICSS, which is also known as Integrated Control and Safety Systems, as shown here. This is the architecture of the system used in the offshore operations, as shown here and here, and it's actually made up of several components as shown here. But the main ones are the CPU, which is here, the input-output modules, which is shown in different models, which is the traditional type shown here, and the universal type, which is the more modern version. The engineering workstation, which as you can see here, there are two categories for it, a communication module, and of course, the Modbus communication, which is considerably important. That's all for this section. Thank you.